So this week we're going to be talking about coordinate planes, and we understand that coordinate planes is a two-dimensional figure that uses ordered pairs. Ordered pairs, for example, we have like 3, 7. The 3 is in the x, and the 7 is in the y. And then the x-axis, also known as our horizontal axis, when we have ordered pairs, we go across first using our x, and then we go up for our y-axis or the vertical axis. All right? And then you always make sure that you label your coordinate plane, so you make sure that you understand that it's the x-axis and the y-axis. So if I have a point that's 0, 0, then it lands on the both x and y-axis. A coordinate plane also has perpendicular lines, so that's how coordinate planes are defined. And perpendicular lines do not what?
Meet.
Good job. All right. So for example, if I were to do a point using ordered pairs, such as 7, 3, I would come across to find my 7, and then I would go up 1, 2, and 3. And so if I have a point 7, 3, the 7 is my x, and then the 3 is a part of my y-axis. So I understand that this would be on the horizontal or the x-axis, and I understand that, the 3 would be on the y or the vertical axis, right? So let's do another one. So if I have the points 5, 4, what's my 5?
The x-axis.
X-axis. My 4?
Y-axis.
So how would I would go across what?
5 to
5 and go up what?
4.
So my point would be right there. All right? Let's try another one. 3 is what?
X-axis.
2?
Y-axis.
So I'm going across how many?
3.
And going up how many?
2.
All right, last one. Let's do 10. 9. So I'm going across how many?
10.
So I go across which axis?
X.
Go across the x-axis, how many? 10. Go up the y-axis, how many?
9.
So my point would be right here. All right, let's try this to see if y'all can get this. This is a bonus. Let's see if y'all can get this one right. 0, 10.
If you guys start right here in the x-axis and go up 10.
I'm done. Right here.
All right, so we start on the, say it again, y'all.
0.
We're going to the zeros in the what place?
X-axis.
The x-axis. So,
Wait.
yeah. So the point falls on the what?
Y-axis.
The y-axis. Good. And those ones are kind of tricky. So like if I did 10, 0, the 10 falls on the what?
So it'll stay right here?
10 fall on the x-axis.
So I'm not going up anything, am I?
No.
But I'm staying on my what?
X-axis.
My x-axis. Good. All right. So number 5, what are the points of point A? So we drew out our graph on the table. So what is, Jayshawn, what is point A?
4, 1. No. X-axis is 4.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go ahead. You said X.
y-axis is 1.
Good. So our point is 4, 4, 1. Mm-hmm. All right. And so if I come over here, something I want you all to know is this is your horizontal. So this is your x-axis, but it lays on the horizontal axis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's a term that you all need to understand when you grab that I'm going across horizontally, but up, this is vertical. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to start with my x first. So like Jayshawn said, 4, now I've got to go up vertical. How many? 1. So that's point A. All right, Alicia, what are the coordinates of point D? Point D.
On x-axis, on x-axis it is 9,
Mm-hmm.
and on y-axis it is 2.
So what's our points?
2, 9.
Remember we start on the what?
X-axis.
So it's 9.
2.
Good job. Clap it up. All right, good. All right, number 7, Farah. Point plot point G at 5, 7. So we see that she's at the what axis first?
5.
The X. Good. Alright, so Farrah pointed, she came across the x-axis or the horizontal axis over 5, and then she went up how many? 7, right? And so our point was 5, 7. And if we look at it on our paper, the G point is right below what? C. And what is a C point?
5, 8. Yeah, 5,
5, 8. Good. Alright. So now, some more. Go ahead and do number 8 for us. 0, 8. Show us how to do this because this is not actually in the graph. It's actually what?
On real paper.
It's not a number on
It's not in our graph.
Yeah, it's not.
But it's
the
on
letter
our
in
what?
graph.
axis.
On our axis. Good.
No.
Look how it's numbered. So the 8's right there, girl. Okay, so she went to where there's 0, there's nothing on the X. So we're not moving along this, are we? No.
No.
But I have to go up the what axis?
Y.
The Y. So really my my ordered pair is 0. I'm not going on the axis, on the X, but I gotta go up the Y axis. And so it's right here on the Y axis. So 8 should be on the Y axis. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. So let's do another point. Let's point 3, 3. Let's point 3, 3. We're gonna call that one S.
3.
Done.
All right, Kamari, once you're done, plot it on our table graph as well. All right, good. So we understand that when we have ordered pairs, we come across the x-axis first, right? Because the first numbers are x what?
X.
Our x coordinate, right?
Yes.
And then our second point is our what?
Y coordinate.
Y coordinate. So we got to go across the x-axis first, and then we go up the what? What's the bottom called?
X.
Or also known as the
Horizontal.
and our y. I mean, this
The
is
y-axis.
y-axis also known as what? The
Vertical.
Vertical, right?
Mhm.
All right, that's pretty good. So again, the coordinate plane is a 2-dimensional space that creates 2 perpendicular lines. 2 perpendicular lines, right? And so then we know that we go across the x, up the y, and then make sure that you always label your coordinate plane. So you would make sure that you understand this is the x and this is the y. So always name it as well. All right, and that's it. Thank you guys.
Try to get 7 minutes.
All right, so today, boys and girls, we talked about the coordinate geometry, which we talked about just the one section of the coordinate planes. And as you can see on our paper, we have an x-axis and a y-axis. And so where's our x-axis? The side or the bottom? Where's our x-axis?
I'm at the bottom.
The bottom. Good. So at the very bottom, underneath the numbers, I want you all to write x-axis so that we know that that's the x-axis. All right, good. So then we know that our y-axis is what?
On the side.
On the side. All right, good. So as you can see, the coordinate plane, the point 7, 3. The 7 is first, right? The 7 represents the x coordinate, so we know that the x is at the what?
Bottom.
The bottom. And so the 3 represents the y, which is the what? The side. So if we look at it, the question says, what point is located at 7, 3? So again, we know that the 7's in the x, so I've got to come over to the 7 and go up how many? 3. And so I see that what coordinate is that? F. Good. All right, number 2, what point is located at 1, 4? So what number, what is y? I mean, what is 1? It's our what, our x or our y?
X.
Our x. And then 4 is our what?
Y.
All right, so go ahead and let me know what letter is 1, 4.
B.
B as in what? Boy. Good. All right, and then we see for number 3, what is the x coordinate of point E? So first of all, we gotta find where point E is. Where is point E?
Right here.
All right,
At 9, y.
at 9 for y, but what about for x? 2. So what is the x coordinate for point E?
2.
What's just the x coordinate?
2.
2. But our point would be what?
9.
2,
2
2
and
and 9, right?
Mhm.
All right, number 4. What is the y coordinate of point C? The y. So where should we be looking at?
On the side.
On the side. So where is point C?
8.
8. Good. All right, so I want you all to finish 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we're going to kind of talk about that. So really understand what the question is asking you to understand if you're looking for a point, for 1 point, for a letter.
Oh, they asked it for 1 point.
Yeah, so when it says like x coordinate, you're looking for just 1 point. When it says your y coordinate, you're looking for just your y coordinate. Okay, so go ahead and do 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we'll kind of go over those things. All right?